Hey.
There a lot of Buddhist texts begin with this sentence, "O nobly born, remember who you really are." So people come through these doors, and they don't come here in need of becoming someone other than themselves. They don't come through these doors in need of becoming a good person, or a better person even. They come through these doors to discover who they really are, and to bask in their own unshakable goodness. The poet writes, "Sometimes it's necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness." I was reading the other day that there's apparently this huge statue, huge mammoth, in Thailand, and it's a statue of the Buddha. And it's 800 years old. And people come from all over the world to see this thing, because it's just huge. But it's kind of ugly. It's a drab gray made of clay. But it's 800 years old, and it's starting to show its wear. And so it's starting to crack. And the cracks turn into these big fissures. And so people are sent to restore it. And they're climbing up on this thing, and they look into the cracks only to discover that underneath all this drab gray clay is another Buddha. It's solid gold. And they no doubt covered it with all this gray drab stuff to kind of fend off marauding thieves. But underneath, it's solid gold. So you come through these doors to discover who you really are, that underneath whatever clouds it or masks it, whatever is drab or gray, underneath, you're golden. So years ago in our second office, which was at 1848 East 1st Street, I was at my desk, I was on my phone, and this little kid comes in, Danny, he's 10 years old, and he's kind of a regular in the office, lived in the projects, and kind of a quiet kid, a little chubby kid. He's a slowpoke in school. But he comes in and he's jacked a huge sketch pad from somebody in the front office. And he's sitting, and I'm on the phone, and he puts the thing on a knee. And then he looks at me, and he takes his pen, and he goes like this, and then he draws. And so I hang up the phone, and he's drawing a portrait of me because of this little technique, which no doubt he picked up on cartoons or something. And so this makes me laugh. Well, for some reason, he's annoyed by this, and his voice filled with steel says, "Don't move." Well, I laugh because I think, what the hell difference would it make if I moved, And he becomes Clint Eastwood on me. "I said, don't move." And so I freeze, while he finishes this portrait. And so then he stands and he rips this thing off, and he carefully places it on my desk to receive my verdict of it. And it's me, all right. But it looks like I've been beat down with the proverbial ugly stick. My glasses are all gone, and somehow my nose is on my chin, and my eyeball is hanging from my forehead, and it's Picasso during his worst period. And I go, "Wow, Danny, this is me?" And he goes, "Yep." Gosh, I kind of don't know what to say. I mean, it's so interesting. And he said, "What you expect? You moved." So you come through these doors, and you hope for a lot of things, and you do a lot of work, and you surrender to your own healing. But what you really discover, that underneath it all, you're golden. And yeah, it is necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness. "O nobly born, remember who you really are, and don't move."